When you think of the Gundam Seed franchise, what comes to your mind? Obviously, is it Jesus Yamato and his plot armor? Maybe the freedom and strike freedom. Or probably Kira's hot-ass sister, or just the overall action. No, fuck off. We're talking about the Master Grade Providence Gundam. And here we have the Master Grade Providence Gundam. So first of all, the paint in the Gundam is, well, it's non-existent because it's a Gundam plastic model kit, or a Gunpla. So this is when Bandai wants you to paint some of the details that aren't exactly painted, like the thrusters on the back of the backpack. Underneath them, they're just gray, but they're supposed to be red. And the back of the thrusters here on the legs are gray, but they're supposed to be red. But overall, the things that you have to paint, everything is color accurate, which is amazing. So nothing here, or if you want to be extra, you can paint the Dragoon pods. And let's take a look closer into the Providence. So the sculpting is faithful to the show, but it's a bit taller and more chunky, and you can see lots of those beautiful mechanical details, which I like in Master Grade Gundam. The vents on the back of its legs are just wonderful, and it would really benefit if you could paint the inner frame some metallic gray and some dry brushing to really bring out the full beauty, yes, of the Providence Gundam. So yeah, the thing has vents everywhere. It's like the legs, as I mentioned, the chest, the bottom of the side skirts, the massive penis on the front of it, and I think that's about it. So as you can see, the only thing that disappoints me with the Master Grade Providence is that the thing here on its front, the cockpit, it's not very well, because most Master Grades have a built-in cockpit in which you can build and has the pilot figure, but this one, he just looks like he's dying, he just wants to die already. So the backpack of the Providence is by far one of the best looking backpacks I've seen. I mean, look at it. Like, holy shit, what were you thinking with this one? And yeah, it's like a sun, or the sun. But the back of it has many mechanical details. Like the front, you can see more vents and more like other mechanical details, in which it's a panel liner's dream. You can panel line or paint this. And also the back. The back looks wonderful. Nothing like to ruin the articulation, all that. And it's just filled with so much lines that you can panel line, which I love. I would paint it, but I can't. And the back, as always, has more opportunities for panel lining. Now let's talk about the armaments and accessories that the Providence Gundam possesses. So for the price that I bought it, 2,600 pesos in my country, it possesses two 76mm Picus Vulcan guns, in which it's called CIWVs or CIWS, in which in this universe it's kind of just the Vulcan. So you have two of them on the shoulders and two on the sides of its face. Oh no, yeah, on the head. So, because in the Vulcans, or in the Gundam universe, the Vulcans aren't really just, they're just for like support. They're not like going to, kill off the enemy mobile suit, and that's about it. So, in total, it has 4 Vulcans, which is shocking because in the Gundam universe, it can only be like 2 Vulcans, which I know. And second is the thing on its back, which really shocking when I bought this, is the Dragoon system, which in this universe is, it's actually just the fin funnel system from the Universal Century timeline. But for the CE universe, or Cosmic Era, it's called the Dragoon system, or there you go, that's the name. I'm not gonna read that. God damn, whoever made this name, bro. So basically, Raul La Crusette, being the evil bad guy in Gundam Seed, can control this because he's a coordinator, much like new types in the UC timeline. So he can control this thing with the quantum system link, and I don't fucking know. Go watch the show already. I can't explain this. Up next is the big and badass beam rifle, the Judicium. It's actually bigger than most beam rifles, I believe, and Gundam universe for me. But I think the Calamity Gundam would be big too. I don't know if that's considered one or like a beam cannon. So in the CE timeline and in the show, it was being held onto the shoulder by the Providence, which you can see by the way he fought Kira. And well, from what I remember from the show, it kept having it on its shoulder because it was quite unwieldy. And the power outfit, same as all the mobile suits in the ZGMF line made by Zaft, is actually stronger, the power output of the Judicium, than the Justice and Freedom's, Freedom's beam rifle. Next, we got to take a look at the composite armored shield system, or the beam shield for short. And in the show, it kind of blew me away because Rao had every opportunity to beat Kira with this, but his fucking plot armor saved him. So as you can see here, it looks wonderful, the details, and I'm so glad that it has like a camera underneath it. So you can put like the foil sticker there, but I just decided to use a green marker. And well, I can say it's really nice, the green marker. But if you have time, do paint it. I highly advise it. But remember, top coat it though. And underneath it, on the bottom sides of the composite armor shield, there are two beam guns, which yes, it can fire both at the same time. And as you can see there, right again, there's a plug underneath the shield in which you can use this beam saber effect, and god, woo, he's a big boy. Honestly, he's actually as tall as the Providence, which is crazy, without the stand, that is. So yeah, you just, attach it to that hole, and there you go. It's on now, and wow, that just makes this thing look even cooler. And yeah, you might ask me, do I have the Freedom Gundam? No, I don't have the Freedom Gundam. I'm not really a big fan of the Freedom, but I'll get one soon. So, now we got all that out of the way, let's talk about the Providence's main armament, is the Dragoon system. The Dragoons were initially made by Plant, but since they reverse engineered the stuff, it has the phase shift armor. Like, if it's deactivated, it's like all gray, but this one, the Providence, it has a smoky gray type of color with some dark blue on its chest, and the yellow neck for the normal looking Gundam color, and some red, and also we have some red thrusters on the shoulders. Also, we have quite a chunky face, and for its camera, it's gold. It also has a V-fin, a mean one. However, in this one, in my copy, I don't have the crest part because it accidentally snapped off, I'm afraid. So anyways, let's talk about more of the Dragoon system. Now, the Dragoon on its back, it's separated into two parts. You have three big ones. The three big ones are on the side, left, right, and up. These ones up here. And there's no articulation, which is kind of sad, but there is an effect part to make it shoot. However, since Bandai wants you to buy the premium Bandai version, there is actually a shooting effect part to make it look like it's shooting at something. Or you can get the Gundam Premium version, or the other one that includes the Zaft stand and the waterside decals, or the metallic finish, I think. So as you can see here on the small Dragoons, we can move it up and down, which is, that's the best they can go. They can also rotate a full 360 degree. And yeah, so basically, there's also more Dragoon pods, same as the ones here on the backpack. On the waists, right here, the side skirts here, and the back. So there's like 6 of them. 6 small ones on the side skirts, and 2 on the backpack. And there's also 3 big ones, which makes it, have a total of 11 Dragoon pods. So basically, they're like it consists of like multiple wireless guided weapon pods, which is controlled by the pilot, with like high spatial awareness, just like new types. And with the combination of the multi-lock-on system and the quantum communication, basically, Raul Cruzet's God. The thing is, Raul Cruzet has the multi-lock-on system, which is pretty rare for a coordinator. Why? It's because the multi-lock system, as I read some of the lore about this, is that This is used so that the Providence can never miss a shot. AKA, this goddamn Char clone had aimbot with him. God, talk about a faithful death. Also, it also has an action-based stand, which is pretty common for seed kits. Like very, as most of them already have their own action bases, and there's a plug on the back in which you just have to, clip that in and move the Providence snaps into place. However, since, the backpack is quite heavy, it'll mostly just be, going down. But for the backpack, it can, it can rotate a full 360 degree, it can go up and down that far. And as you can see, there's no articulation for the action base, which is a bit sad because I was expecting a bit more for this, but you have to work with what you have. And damn, dude, look at this guy. Alright, let's do some size comparison. And here we have the 1/100 Full Mechanics Raider Gundam, the 1/144 HG Yakushiki Revive, and the HGUC Sazabi. So for putting on the Judicium rifle, it's kind of rough because the hands, they don't have the best connection support, I would say. And as for the composite beam shield thing, there's a hole on the back of its arm right here in which you can plug it, and then you'll just have to close it with the two peg parts thing underneath, on the sides of it, and then boom, looks wonderful. But I do advise you guys, just be careful because when you keep on trying to remove that shield part on it, it starts to get loose, and yeah, just be careful. And if you want it to stick, just let it stick. If not, well, don't even put it. We also have a 1/100 scale of Raul Crusette. And he forgot to take his medication probably because, wow, how come we didn't have him wearing his iconic pilot suit instead of this thing in the cockpit, which I really don't like. But yeah, are you even gonna use this? Probably not. And we also have a lot of spare parts here, mostly just for the arms, legs, and all that. But hey, are you even gonna need them? Yeah, you probably might. Just put them in like a plastic bag. Now let's move on to the articulation. So I'll just remove the backpack for you guys, and I'll be careful because my copy has a loose leg. So as you can see, the peg on the back of it can go down that far and up that far, and if you attach it, it can go a full 360 like I said. The thruster parts here in the back kind of have a bit of articulation, but it's kind of removing it, yeah, so I advise you just move it a bit. And for this part, underneath the thrusters, you have some more details in which you should paint, because if I remember, it's red, I think. For the Dragoon pods, if they're shooting out, you can also rotate them if you have the Dragoon effect parts, which is nice. And now let's move on to the Providence. So first, he can go, he can look up that far, and he can look down that far, which is nice. It can also move, the shoulders can move that far, which is nice, kind of like a butterfly joint. And the arms can go up, like that up. And it can go a full 360, but I'm too nervous to do it because something bad might happen. We also have some movements on the front skirts, which can go up that far and down that far. And as you can see, that's holding the left leg together. For the Dragoon pods on the skirt, it can go a full 360, and it can also be detached. You can put them in any way that you like. And for here, you can do a beautiful kick. And no, beautiful kick, yes, and a beautiful front, splits. It also has an elbow crunch, which can go very far, but I don't want to risk mine. And for this one, the shoulders, it can go a full 360, but it cannot because it's on the stand right now. But it can go left, left and right that far, but I wouldn't risk it because, like I said, my copy's a bit loose, so yeah. And overall, I've been posing this guy for like a few months now before its legs broke, and I gotta say, it's quite fun, but it's a bit lacking. maybe I was expecting a bit more, but yeah, that's the best thing I can say about this one. So, do I have to rate this figure? I'm giving this figure a massive thumbs up, and I would say it's a 9.2 out of 10. Yes, it's my first review, but I gotta say it's wonderful. Even for the price that I bought it for, it's actually amazing, yeah. And do I recommend it? Yeah, I recommend it to people, if you like the Seed line, and also for those who like Raul Lacusette, like me, as he's such a fantastic villain, which I kind of prefer over Afrin. But the stand, yeah, you can't complain since, you need to have an action base 4 or action base 2 if you want. But overall, I recommend it. It's a very beginner friendly master grade to me. And for the seam lines, they're kind of non-existent to me overall. No seam lines over, it's just covered up with all that, material. If you want to get this kit, you should get it at any of your local stores like Hobby Link Japan, the Show Z store, or honestly even the Gundam store might have it. But I got mine at Toy Town. Of course, in my part of the city, Toy Town is one of the best places to get Gunpla, and I highly recommend it because it's always filled with a lot of Gunpla. And yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful day, and remember, stay tuned for the next video.